Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your weekly analysis for gold for the trading session ended Wednesday 29th of May. I'm recording this video now 20 past 10 in the evening New York time on Wednesday the 29th. I was expecting downwards movement for the week from gold. We didn't get it. We've got sideways movement. The wave count as I had it last week remains valid, but it's looking unlikely. I have two wave counts for you today. The sideways movement looks like a triangle structure. The first main wave count expects that minor wave 3 is not over. The target remains the same at 1276. Minute wave 5 within minor wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of minute wave 1. Within minute wave 5 we have 1 zigzag for 2, 3 may be complete, and the sideways movement may be a fourth wave triangle at minuet degree. Let's have a look at this structure on the hourly chart. It starts here. All this overlapping sideways movement does subdivide into zigzags. We have a zigzag up, maybe the A wave of the triangle. This downwards movement here subdivides as a sharp zigzag. This may be wave B. Wave C may have subdivided as a double zigzag structure. Wave D, a small zigzag, ending either here or maybe here most likely. Wave E may be a completed zigzag structure with an A, B and an ending expanding diagonal for the C wave. Wave E so far has not moved beyond the end of C. Any further upwards movement for this contracting triangle, as it's labelled here, may not move above 1402.23. If we were to see price move above that point, we'll use the alternate. For this wave count, we'll have confirmation with price movement below 1379.57 because at that stage the alternate that I'll quickly go to next would be invalidated. At that stage we could expect price to continue dropping, probably to this target at 1276, which is the same as on the daily chart. Alternatively, at the daily chart level, this wave count is identical to the main wave count right up to this point here, and then instead of 1, 2, 3, this downwards movement can also be seen as a completed 5-wave structure. It is possible that minor wave 3 in its entirety is complete with a truncated 5th wave. And gold does tend to show truncations reasonably regularly. However, the truncation reduces the probability of this alternate, which is why it's an alternate, and the main wave count has a slightly better probability. For this one, the sideways movement is still a triangle, but it began later at this point here, and the correction in its entirety may be a double zigzag, with a zigzag for the first structure in the double labelled minute wave W. The double is joined by a 3, a triangle in the opposite direction labelled minute wave X, and we're still yet to see further upwards movement, another zigzag structure labelled minute wave Y to end a fourth wave correction at minor degree, counterpart to the second wave correction, so we would be seeing decent alternation at least in structure. And when this is over, we'd expect more downwards movement. The long-term targets are still the same as the main wave count. Let's have a look at this structure on the hourly chart, where the end of minor 3 is this point down here, and this whole structure may be a double zigzag or double combination, most likely a double zigzag, for minor wave 4. The first structure in the double, a zigzag labelled minute wave W, subdivides 535. This may be where the triangles begun with A, B, C, D, and it still needs a little bit more downwards movement to complete the E wave, which will either undershoot or overshoot the AC trend line. Within this contracting triangle, if it's begun here, wave E may not move beyond the end of C. Movement below 1379.57 would invalidate the triangle as it's labelled in this scenario. Movement above 1402.23 would invalidate the main wave count and confirm this alternate. At that point, we'd expect upwards movement to about 1449.09, or maybe just a little bit below that point, so that the next wave up would probably be a zigzag and should travel about the same distance as the widest part of the triangle. We need to wait to see price break out of the small range it's been trading in for the last 2 days. We have very clear confirmation and invalidation points. Once it's broken out of that range, we have a target to work with. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and I hope that everybody had a fabulous week.